Hi, I'm Aubrey, and today I'm going to meditate on Psalms 18, verses 18 through 32. Now, in this psalm, we can actually view the relational aspects of God's righteousness, and we see that by how David is describing him. So I'm going to paraphrase. Now, in verse 18, it says, God, when everything in my life was going crazy and my enemies were confronting me, you, Lord, were my support. You actually had my back. God, you brought me into a place that was large and not confined. And I was rescued because when you considered me, you actually found delight in me. Now, in verse 20, David knows that righteousness is his belief in God, and he knows that the cleanliness of his hands has to be according to God's standards. And by this relational awareness, the Lord has dealt with him. By God's standards, David is receiving these rewards. And he says, I keep the Lord's way. I'm not guilty of turning from him. I always look to him. I focus on his laws and decrees always. These habits have kept me from sin and caused me to be blameless. He says again, he knows that his righteousness is the relational loving obedience to God. This is how he receives his rewards. This is how God's view of him is clean. And this is also David's confidence, the knowing of these facts. Now, verse 25, God's loyalty is one who rewards loyalty. So God is faithful, but he is also faithful to David because David is faithful. And that's two separate things. God is blameless because David is blameless. So what your capacity is in God's sight determines how you see God. If you are pure, then God is pure. If you're devious, then God is shrewd. Because God saves the humble, he brings low the prideful. And actually, this is a salvation. God isn't tit for tat or petty. He's always working to bring us into the knowledge of the truth. He gives us what we need. So God keeps our lamps burning. He is the source. He is our oil. He also is the light. Enlightenment in him is light in darkness of not knowing. Okay, so with God's help, we are empowered. We can fight a whole troop, climb a wall. His help empowers us to be mighty, skillful, resourceful, brave, and trusting of him. He is actually perfect. His way is perfect. His word is without error, is flawless. When you consider him your safe place, he shields you. Outside of the Lord, there's nothing. Outside of stability in him, there is no sure foundation. He is the only God and our rock. He alone gives us strength to face any danger. He makes the things we do and places we traverse secure.